Hello everyone, hope you all are doing good at home. Today we're going to talk about angles. So let's begin. An angle is the amount of turn or space between two lines that meet each other. When two lines meet at a point, an angle is formed. The two lines are called the arms of the angle. Both the arms of the angle meet at a point called the vertex. We can find angles in various things around us, such as in a pair of scissors, a chair, or an ice cream cone. Angles are measured in degrees, which is shown by this symbol. A complete turn, also known as a full rotation, all the way back to the place it started is 360 degrees. One half of a turn, which forms a straight line, is 180 degrees. This is called a straight angle. 1/4 of a turn is 90 degrees. This is called a right angle. There are three other types of angles: acute, obtuse, and reflex angle. An acute angle is one that is less than 90 degrees. An obtuse angle is one that is more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. A reflex angle is one that is greater than 180 degrees. Angles are usually measured using protectors. Protectors have marking on them, similar to rulers, but instead of inches or centimeters, it measures in degrees. Let us learn how to measure an angle using a protector. So, we're going to learn how to measure an angle using a protector. So, before that, let's learn how to read numbers on a protector. Alright? So in a protector, we have two scales. That is, the inner scale and the outer scale. So here in this protector, the inner scale is this one. Right? And then this is the outer scale. Right? So here we have the inner scale, this one. And this inner scale starts from 0 here on the right. Alright? So it starts from 0 and then it goes on to 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 and goes on till 180 degrees. 180, right? And for the outer scale 0 starts from the left hand side. So 0 is on the left. So we read the scale from 0, alright, and then it goes on to 10, 20, and so on till 180 degrees, right? So, know that the difference between the inner scale and the outer scale is that the 0 starts on the right hand side for the inner scale and 0 start on the left hand side for the outer scale, right? Now let's learn how to read this line, which you can see the small lines, right? In between the 0 to 10 there are small lines, right? So let's learn how to read these lines, okay, on this protector. So we start from here. Let's read how to read this line for this outer scale, okay? So we start from 0 and then it goes to 10, 0, then next line will be as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then it goes on to 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then it goes on to 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So and then that's how it goes on. Alright, so this is how we read the line on this protector. Now let us learn how to measure an angles using a protector. Now let's learn how to measure an angle using a protractor. Now here we have two angles. Okay, one is here and this is the second one, right? Now how do we measure this two angle, right? Using a protractor. Now the first step is in a protractor. When we look at the protractor, you can see this line over here, this straight line. You can see, right? Now this straight line, this line has to be on one of the line of an angle, alright? And then the second step is to bring this center point, the center point of this protractor, exactly on this meeting point of an angle, right? So let's do it. So we're going to place this protractor exactly on this line and then bring the center point exactly on the meeting point of this angle. Okay, so we need to adjust it. Okay, so now that is done, right? Let's take this line as 0. Okay, right? So how do we read? Now let's read the number. Now here we have two scale, right? The outer scale and the inner scale. So which scale are we going to use? Are we going to use this outer or inner? We know that when we read the angle, when we read the number, we start from 0. Here, as I've written here 0, so I'm going to start from 0. So if I look, I find that this outer scale here starts from 0 over here, right? So I'm going to go for the outer scale, okay? So let's read. So this is 0, next is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. That means this angle is exactly on 50, right? So this angle will be 50 degree. Alright, now let's measure this angle again. Same thing, same step. We're going to bring this protractor, this line, okay, first on this one of this line, okay, and this vertex will be on the center of this protractor, okay, this meeting point. So adjust it, make sure that it is exactly on this line, okay, and the center point, okay, should be exactly on the meeting point of this angle. Alright, now here it is. What we have to do is, let's take this line as 0, okay, alright, this line as 0, so we're going to start from the 0, okay, 0 number. So here we have two scale, the inner scale and the outer scale. Now when we look at this outer scale, we start from here as 180, so we're not going to take this one. Here your inner scale starts from 0 here, right? Since we have taken this line as 0, so we're going to count from 0. So here the inner scale starts from 0 here, right? So we're going to use this inner scale this time, right? So this inner scale starts from 0. So 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. Now after 70, how do we read? It's between, this line is between 70 and 80, right? So this is your 70, right? So after 70, how do we read? We read as 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, right? So that means this angle is exactly on 75 degrees. So we write as 75 degree, right? So this is how we measure an angle using a protractor. Now let's try to solve some questions from your exercise. Now, E. Let's go for these E questions. It says, start at 0 degree. Follow these instructions. So what is this instruction? For each new instruction, start where you finished the previous turn. Write down the letter you stop on after each instructions, right? So these are the instructions given, so let's follow. All right, so we're going to follow the instructions. Remember, know that it says for each new instructions, we have to remember this line. For each new instructions, okay, that is for the next instructions, start where you finished the previous turn. Okay, so let's start. It says turn clockwise 35 degree. It says turn clockwise. So clockwise, we know that it goes from the right, no? So it says 35 degree. And for the clockwise, we're going to use this inner scale, right? So we have this inner scale done, and then let's see where is 35. So this is 10, 20, 30. So your 30 is over here exactly, right? So 35 will be in the middle. That is 31. If we count the small line over here, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35. So 35 is exactly on this middle, right? So turn clockwise 35. So 35 number, on this 35 number we have the letter C, right? So we're going to write here. It says write down the letter. So we're going to write the letter. You stop on after every instruction. So our instruction was turn clockwise 35. So we have done clockwise directions, and on 35 degree, that is 35 number, the letter is C. So we have written C over here. Okay, done. And number 2, it says turn clockwise 75. It says for the new instruction, start where you finished the previous turn. So this is our stop. We stop at 35 degree angle, that is at letter C, right? So note it. So we'll make a mark over here. All right, it says turn clockwise 75 degree. Done. So it says start where you finished the previous turn. So this was our first stop, right? So we're going to start from here. Okay, so it says turn clockwise 75. So we're going to go in this direction. It says clockwise, so we're going to go in this direction, that is from right to left. Okay, so 75. So we're going to take a turn of 75. So here it stops as 35, right? So if we count another 5, okay, from C, okay, this is your 35, right? So from 35 to 40, right, we have how many gap? 5 gap, right? So let's take it as 5. Okay, so from 75, if we take away 5, we remain 70, right? So from 75, we have already taken 5 turn, so remaining is 70 turn, right? So we're going to go for 70 turn. Okay, so 5 is done already. Let's take for 70. So if we take 5, so it stops at 40. So we're going to start from 40 and count till 70. Okay, so 50 will be your 10. Okay, look at the inner scale. Okay, so this will be your 5 already. So 70, how do we do? For the next scale, that will be as 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, right? So this is your 70, and 5 we have already taken, right? So this 70 line falls on which letter? I. So this is our stop, right? So we stop at I. All right, so we're going to make a mark, okay, just to remember where we stop, right? So this is your I. Okay, exactly at 110. So we're going to write here I. Okay, now the third instruction, it says turn anti-clockwise 230. So here we stop at I, right? We stop at I, right? So we're going to turn anti-clockwise. So we were going in this clockwise direction, so we're going to go for anti-clockwise. So anti-clockwise means we're going to go from left to right. So we're going to turn back. Okay, it says 230. So I stop at here at this number. So for this, it says anti-clockwise. So we're going to look at the outer scale. Okay, so it stops at I over here, exactly over here. So we're going to turn 260 degree. So let's count. So for the next line, you can see this line, right? So we're going to count on this line over here, right? So let's turn 230. So from here, okay, this I is exactly on 110, okay, right? So that is, when we look at the outer scale is 250, so we're going to count 230, okay, 230. Let's count 230 turn. So the first line, for the first line will be 10, okay, we're going to go for anti-clockwise, right? So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150, 160, 170, 180, 190, 200, 210, 220, 230. So this is your 230. It stopped at what letter? R. So we write for these three answers as R. Okay. Now the second instruction is turn clockwise 155. It says clockwise. So now we went in this anti-clockwise directions, right? So we're going to go for clockwise. So clockwise we have to go in this directions again. It says 155. So let's turn back. We stop at R. So we're going to start again from R, okay, where we stop, okay. So we're going to go in clockwise direction. So we're going to count in this directions again, okay. 155. So let's count again. So next line will be your 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120, 130, 140, 150. It says 155. So this is your 150, right? So we need 5 more. So our 5 is exactly in the middle, okay. In between there's two numbers there, 10 marks, okay. So this middle one will be for your 5. So this is your 150. So if I take 5 turn, it will come exactly on this middle, okay. So this middle line letter is C. All right. So we are back again with the C again. So it stop at C again. So we write this answer for this turn clockwise 155 will be C letter. Okay. Now here, let's go for the fifth instruction. It says turn clockwise 115. 115. So we're going to turn clockwise. We were coming in this clockwise directions, right? We were doing clockwise directions. We stop at C. So we're going to start from where we stop. So we stop at C. So we're going to count from here. 115. So 115. So it's exactly in this 5. So for this 5, we're going to turn 5, right? So it's in the middle, not exactly on the number, right? So let's take it 5 here, from here to the next line, from this middle to the next line. Let's take it this one. Let's turn as 5, okay. So from 105, if we take away 5, remaining is 110, right? So we're going to turn, okay, from here 110. 5, we have already taken 5 turn. So we're going to go for 110 turn, okay. So 5 turn, so it stops at here. So let's turn clockwise 110. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110. So 110 and then 5 we have already done, right? So it stops at which letter? L. So we're going to write here L. Okay. Now last one. It says turn anti-clockwise 95. Anti-clockwise. So we're going to go back again. Anti-clockwise, right? So we stop at L letter, right? So we're going to turn back anti-clockwise 95. So let's count. 10. We stop here, right? So from the next line, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. and then it says 95. So for the 5 will be in the middle exactly 90, and then this half, this middle one will be for your 5 count. Okay, so that means when we count 5 count here, 65, 95 will come here. Okay, so this letter stop, so this line, this 95 turn stops at the letter E, so we write as E over here, right? So it says, what word do the 6 letters make? So here we got 6 letter, that is C-I-R-C-L-E. So what word does it make? So we got 6, we got circle, right? That is C-I, we got 6 letter, that is C-I-R-C, and then L-E, right? So we got the word what? Circle. Now next questions, let's try the next question, that is question number 4. Okay, it says Jared makes a plan to show the angle of the spotlights for the school play. Okay, so work out. It says do not measure, so we're not going to use a protector to measure the angles over here. It says to find the missing angle A, B, C, and D. Alright, so here we have the figure. So we're going to find the missing angle, that is A, B, C, and D over here. Now for this first A, let's have a look at this first A. We know that here we can see this line, right? So it's a straight line, so we know that it's a straight angle, right? And then the straight angles measures 180 degree, right? So here we have a line in the middle here, right? Now here this full angle, this angle measures 180 degree, right? So this line, okay, and this line we have an angle, right? This side we have from here, okay, from this line till this line, okay, we have an angle 105 degree, right? And then for this angle A, this side, okay, so this 105 plus 1 plus this angle A together makes a straight angle, that is 180 degree, right? So out of 180, this side angle we got already 105. We're going to find this missing angle, that is angle A, right? So to find out for this missing angle, what we're going to do is we're going to minus with this 100 and we're going to minus this 105 with this 180, because these two angles together makes a straight angle, that is 180, right? So we're going to minus 105 with this 180. So if we minus 180 with this 105, what do we get? So we know that 0 is nothing, so we borrow from here, so the 0 becomes 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5, and then 7 minus 0, that is with nothing, is 7. So 1 minus 1 is 0, so we got 75. So your angle A here will be 75. So your angle A, you got 75 degree. Done? So likewise, we're going to do for this angle B also. Here we have this angle. Here, this angle is 155, and this B angle is missing. So to find out this B angle, we know that this B and 55 together makes a straight angle, right? That is 180. So to find for this missing, we're going to do the same thing like how we did. We're going to subtract 55 with 180. So 180, you minus it with 55 to get the missing angle. That is, borrow again. So that's make 10. So 10 minus 5 is 5. So 7 minus 5 is 2, right? And then we have 1 with nothing, that is 1, right? So we got 105. So this B angle will be 125. So we can check whether it's correct or not. So how do we check? We got B as 125, right? And then here we have already got 55. So if we add 125 and 55, let's see whether we get exactly 180 or not. So 5 and 5 is 10, bring it here. So 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 1. It's coming exactly 180, right? So that means it's correct. So likewise, like how we did over here to find the missing number, okay, to find the missing angle, how we did here, we subtracted with 180 since it's a straight angle, right? So likewise, try to find the answers that is a missing angle for C and D. Alright, now let's do this question number 2. Let me read out the questions. It says follow these instructions. So what are the instructions? 4 instructions is given. We have to follow these instructions to get the answers. Okay, it says number 1, use a semicircular object or the curved edge of a protector to draw a semicircle. So what we have to do is we have to draw a semicircle. We can use this protector. Okay, use this protector and draw a semicircle. That is the first step, right? And the second step, it says draw a dot anywhere along the curved edge of the semicircle. So we're going to draw a dot anywhere on the curved edge of the semicircle. So put a dot anywhere on the curved edge of a semicircle. Dot anywhere. It can be here also, it can be here also, right? So anywhere, that is step number 2. And then step number 3, it says use a ruler to draw lines from the corners of the semicircle to the dot. So here we have, this is a semicircle, we have 2 corners. So this is the corners of the semicircle. So we're going to join this corners to this dot. Okay, so take the ruler and join the dots from here till here, right? And then another line from here till this line, right? So that is your third step. Now the fourth step, it says measure the 3 angles marked A, B and C to the nearest 5. So it says to measure the angle A, B and C. So we're going to take this one as A, this one as B, and this one as C. Alright, and then we're going to measure the angle. It says to the nearest 5. So for this nearest 5, there's rules is there. So we're going to follow these rules to find the angles. Okay, so likewise we're going to do for 5 dots. Okay, that is dot number 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Alright, so this one is done for the first dot number 1. Okay, so let's measure the angle. Since we have already done, this is your triangle. We're going to find the angles for A, B and C. Alright, so here how to measure the angle is that, let's find out what is C. Okay, this line and this line is meeting here at this point, right? So this meeting point should be here on the center of this protector, and I'm going to take this line and place this on this protector of this line. Okay, this line. So I'm going to bring this center over here and this line on this protector, on this line, exactly on this black line. Okay, so exactly measure it. Alright, so now that I've already adjusted this line and the center, now let's find out. Now take this line as your 0. So let's look at this scale. We find that the 0 is in the inner scale, so we're going to use this 0 scale. It is 0, 10, 20, 30 and 40. It's exactly on 40, so I'm going to take right as 40. Now that we have got for C, now let's go for B. Now let's find out. Same steps. Place this center, this meeting point on the center, and this line over here on this line. Okay, so place it nicely, adjust it. Done. Now that is done. Now this line will be for your 0. So your 0 is on this outer scale, so I'm going to use this outer scale. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 40, this is 50, and then this is 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So it's on 56, so I'm going to write here 56. Now that C and B is done, let's find out for A. So I'm going to place this point here in the center and this line here. Okay, so place it, adjust it. Alright, so now after this, now that you have adjusted, this line will be for your 0. So your 0 is on the outer scale, so I'm going to use this outer scale. 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, and 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86. It's on 86, so write 86. This is for dot number 1. For dot number 2, steps it says take the dot anywhere. So I'm going to take the dot over here. This will be for dot number 2. And then draw a line joining this dot with the corner of the semicircle. Then another corner. So now that I've done already, I'm going to take this one as A angle, C angle, and this one as B. So like how I did for dot number 1, I'm going to measure the angle using a protector. Same thing, the center will come here and this line will be on this line. Okay, so measure A. Now that it's done, this line will be for the 0. So this 0 is on this inner scale, so I'm going to take inner scale. 0, 10, 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. So it's coming out 33, so we write as 33. Let's find out for B. Same thing, this point, this middle point will be in the center, and this line will be on this line, on this protector. So adjust it. After it is done, this line will be for your 0. So 0 is on the outer scale, so I'm going to take outer scale. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 61, 62. So it's 62, so write 62. Same thing, this meeting point will be in the center and this line will be on this line. Okay, so place it exactly. Done. After it is done, this line will be for your 0. So your 0 is on the outer scale, so I'm going to use this outer scale. That is 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85. It's exactly on 85. So 85. Done. The dot 1 and 2 is done. So we got these angles. So let's find out. It says rule number 4. Instruction number 4, it says to measure the angle to the nearest 5. So we're going to change it to the nearest 5. So for dot number 1, for angle A, we got 86. So your ones digit is 6. So what does the rule say? 6 means round down. So that means 86 will round down to the number. That is 86. Round down means we'll go by. So 86 becomes 80 degrees. Alright, now for B angle, we got 56. 56, that is your one space digit is 6 again. So we know that 6 means round down. So 56 will round down, that is will become 50. Alright, and C is 40. So here your one digit is 0. So it says 0 means keep as it is. So that means it will not change. So 40. Same thing we'll do for dot number 2. That is A angle is 85 we got. So 85 means your one space is 5. So what does the rule says? 5 means check the next digit. So your next digit next to 5 is 8. So see whether it's even or odd. So 8 is even. It says round down. So that means 85 will round down. That is 85 will become 80 degree. Alright, if it is round upwards, it will change to 90. It says round down, so 85 becomes 80. Now for B, it says 62. So your ones digit is 2. So what does it say? 2 means round down. So that means 62 becomes 62. Oh, 60, sorry, 60, round down, right? So 62 becomes 60. Now angle number C is 33. So your ones place is 3. So what does it say? 3 means round up. So up means 33 will become 40. If it is down means we'll go back to 30. It says round up, so it will go to 40. So likewise, I've done for dot number 1 and 2. Likewise, how I've done, try to find out for dot number 3, 4 and 5. You can first, what you have to do is draw a semicircle, take anywhere, okay, a dot, put a dot anywhere on the curved edge of the semicircle, draw a line, take the measurement of A, B and C, and using the rules of nearest to 5, find the angle and write, enter the angles on this tables. Alright, I hope this helped you understand all about angles today. Till then, see you in the next video.